We are halfway through the year of 2022, and in this video we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most expensive cards that came out in 2021. We're going to see where they are with this changing market right now, 2022, and let's see if it's the same cards or not. Hey, what's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Now today we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 most expensive cards that were released in 2021, so from Shining Fates onwards, so it's Shining Fates to Fusion Strike, and then we're going to be taking a look at where they're ranking, right? So I did a video on this a few months back, right at the beginning of the year, where I looked at where the top 10 most expensive cards of 2021 were, and things have changed quite a bit now that the market's changed. That's becoming print or hard to get. It'll be really interesting to see. We're going to go through a quick list of what they were in the last time we looked at this, was back in, I think, like February time, and let's see what's changed. Alright, so we're going to go from 10 to 1 of the last video, and then we're going to take a look at TCG Player, and we're going to see how the list has changed. Starting off at number 10, we did have the Golden Snorlax in at number 10 from Chill and Rain. It is a great card, really hard to pull, but it did sneak in at number 10. At number 9, we had the OR Gengar VMAX. Now, this card is absolutely amazing. It was really interesting to see that Fusion Strike cards are hitting big back earlier on this year, and it's a set that not many people really like to open. Then we had the Glacial VMAX art from Evolving Skies. Now this list back earlier in the year has a ton of Evolving Skies cards in it, but does it have it this time? Well, we'll have a look. But currently we had the Glacial VMAX. Then we had the Sylveon VMAX art, another card from Fusion Strike. I see a trend of all these evolutions in this list. But again, this was the most expensive card from Fusion Strike, absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, it earns its spot on this list. Then we had the Blaziken VMAX alt art. Now, this is an interesting one. I was surprised when I did this list that this card was that expensive. Is it expensive now? Well, we're going to take a look when we get into the new list. But, you know, this is an awesome looking card from a set which is hard to get pulls on. Then in at number 5, we had the Sylveon VMAX alt art from Evolving Skies. My favourite card from the set. And that card has been creeping up in value earlier on in the year, but what's been going on? Well, we're going to be soon seeing, but it did come in at number 5 when we did it last time. Then at number 4 was the Leafy Alt VMAX, again another evolution from Evolving Skies. That placed number 4 last time we checked this list. Is it still going to be one of the most expensive cards in Evolving Skies and on this list? Well, we'll find out in a second. And then in at number 3 we had the shiny Charizard VMAX from Shining Fates. Absolutely love this card, hardest card to pull in that set. And that did beat out a lot of competition to reach into that top 3 spot. Then, of course, we had the OR Rayquaza VMAX coming in at 2nd place. It does earn that spot from Evolving Skies. It is a phenomenal card, absolutely beautiful, really expensive and hard to pull. And then, of course, taking the top spot when we did this list last time, it was the Umbreon coming in at number 1. Of course, it is from Evolving Skies. This card is ridiculous, but is it still holding the top spot? Well, we're about to take a look. That was the list we did earlier on in the year, and I'll tell you what, it has changed. Some cards have fallen off the list. Some cards have actually changed places. I'm actually quite surprised at where some of these cards now lie, and what has fallen out has entered into the top 10. Right, let's get into number 10. Right, the Golden Snorlax did get knocked out of the top 10. As you can see right now, it is only $76 on TCG Player, so it did come in at number 10. Last time we did this list a few months back at the beginning of the year, but now it has dropped. It has fallen from grace and it is no longer in the top 10 spot. This is the honorable mention now. It was very close, but bless it, it has fallen out. Let's see what took it out of the number 10 spot. All right, number 10, we do have a new entry, and it is a card from Chill and Rain, and it is the Galarian Moltres OR fee at $92. And it's even been dropping in value as well. Look, it was around that $108 mark, and it has dropped ever since, and it's continuing to drop. So the fact is, this card did peak at $108 is crazy. You know, it is absolutely crazy. But this is, you know, a pretty expensive card. It has now knocked off that Snorlax, and it is slowly approaching to be one of the most expensive cards in Chill and Rain. The artwork of this is absolutely phenomenal. I'm really happy to own one myself. It was tough. I didn't pull it. I ended up having to buy it in the end. I bit the bullet and I bought it. This is a phenomenal card. Chill and Rain is a set where it's hard to get pull rates. It's hard to get good printings as well. Good centering as well is really hard to get in Chill and Rain. If you can get that for this Moltres, then you're on to a winner. This card is super expensive. It comes in at number 10. Then number 9, we have the Blaziken VMAX. This has actually dropped a few places down to number 9. It is the OR. It is a phenomenal looking card, but it has dropped $101 as we've seen. Yeah, it reached a peak at around 106. Actually was less than that Moltres at one point. That's really interesting, but around $101. It is currently the most expensive card in Chilling Reign. This and now the Galarian Moltres, they're fighting out for the top spot in that set. Brilliant card, extremely hard to pull, but it is the most expensive card. 100, just over $100. That is pretty impressive. So it is between the Moltres now and the Blaziken, but the Blaziken has dropped a few places down to number 9. Coming at number 8, we have the OR Gengar. Has moved up a spot. This is a phenomenal card. Haven't pulled it yet, but $103. Has dipped, but it's been going up again on the rise. It did reach a peak of $107. It did drop just below 100, and now it's going back up to around 103. These cards are getting real close in value between each of these spots, but this card is slowly creeping up. Fusion Strike is a set which not a lot of people have opened. All rates are tough. The card value of this will continue to go up, especially if it's that difficult and people are not cracking packs of this set. The set is super cheap to buy, so now's a great time to crack packs to try and pull this absolutely stunning looking Gengar. Then at number 7, we have the shiny Charizard VMAX. It was number 3 last time we did this list, and now it's number 7. It has fallen quite far from grace from that number 3 spot, and that is highly due to reprints. Shining Face has been reprinted a ton. It's been reprinted even more since the last time I did this list at the beginning of the year, and we can see the effects of reprints right here with this card. This card is not easy to pull. I can tell you that right now. This is a tough card to get. It's still pricey at over $100, but it was $130, even back in April. But the fact is, in the last 3 months, it was $133. Now it's only $104. Goes to show the kind of effects of reprinting a set a little bit too much. But hopefully the Charizard will bounce back. As a rule, Charizards tend to bounce back anyway. We've seen it before. Every time this gets reprinted, it drops and then it goes back up. So I will expect this to slowly climb up the list as time goes on. But number 7, it has dropped quite a bit from that number 3 spot. Okay, coming at number 6, we have the Sylveon VMAX OR, which is now the most expensive card in Fusion Strike at $106. Again, it's another card that's dropped ever so slightly over the past few months. Goes along the same route as the Gengar. It is incredibly hard to pull this card. It is a great card nonetheless. Evolutions hold incredible value, and this does so. And the fact is that it's in Fusion Strike, which means it's really hard to pull. If you pull this, you're onto an absolute winner. This is a phenomenal card. $106, dropped ever so slightly between this and the Gengar. They're fighting out for the number 1 spot in Fusion Strike. They're coming into the top 5 now. Now, Leafy VMAX has dropped in value. It's dropped a few places as well. We have the Leafy VMAX. Here we go, $115 from Evolving Skies. Look at that price drop, guys. Look at that price drop. It was $156 3 months ago. If we go back 6 months, we can see the rise and fall of the price of this card. It climbed so high, and now it's been dropping, and now it's around $115. Don't get me wrong, still expensive at $115. The constant talks of reprints and the reprints to come in August, this card will continue to drop, and we're going to see that across the board with Evolving Skies cards. And we're going to see it in this list as well. These cards have been dropping in price. They reached incredible peaks. They will get back up there eventually, but if it does get reprinted, and if it is a big reprint wave, that will have big impacting effects on these top end cards. Next, we have the Glacial VMAX OR. So this actually is overtaking quite a few. It's overtaken the Leafy, which is crazy, at $118. Now again, it's another one that peaked very high. We look here, $138. It did peak. We go back 6 months, and again, like the Leafy, you have the rise and fall. Hasn't fallen as much as the Leafy. Don't forget the Leafy reached about 158. Now it's less than the Glacial. The Glaceon's holding its own. It has dropped slightly. Again, I expect these to drop even more when the reprints come. But this has gone up a few places in this list. I'm surprised actually that it's overtaken the Leafy, but it's doing really well. And who doesn't like this Glaceon with a cute little Pikachu and a Marrow in the water? Right, let's take a look at the top 3. On to number 3 is the Sylveon this time now. Art VMAX. Again, another Evolving Skies card, another evolution. $128. Again, look at the price of this, guys. It has risen and fallen. We go back 6 months and we saw it kept creeping up, and it peaked at around 160 and has dropped to around 128, 130. Okay, again, it's dropped, going the same route, but overall has gone up compared to the last time we looked at this list. And it is absolutely crazy. It's really interesting to see how this card is. But I would say that this is still a great card to get. My favorite card of the set by far. Absolutely love it. Don't own it yet. Really need to get one. We'll try and crack some packs to try and get some EVO art. But this is an incredible card nonetheless. Really, really rate it. And it comes in at number 3. It is expensive and it is creeping up, but it has dropped over time. Missing out on the top spot, of course, is the Rayquaza Art VMAX. Again, from Evolving Skies. And the thing is, guys, this has dropped quite a bit. We go back 6 months and it did peak at around that 236 mark, and it is now 211. Don't get me wrong, still really expensive. Second most expensive card on the set, but it has dropped. The market price of this has dropped significantly, and I would expect it to drop even more. This is incredibly difficult to pull. It is a awesome card nonetheless, but it does miss out on the top spot. It is a great card. It is a great card. I will expect it to drop just like all the other cards with the reprints coming in Evolving Skies, but it will bounce back. Alright, before we get into the number 1 pick, guys, you made it this far into the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more Pokemon content. And let me know down in the comments, guys, do you have any of these cards in this list? And does this list surprise you? I'm actually quite surprised, actually. Quite a lot of movement is happening, and that Galarian Moltres from Chin and Rain is smashing through. I think we can all guess what number 1 is, can't we? And of course, number 1 is the Umbreon Art VMAX. Wouldn't be anything else, right? But it has dropped. It has dropped, guys. $306. I know it sounds absolutely crazy. We go back 6 months, and it did peak. Okay, it peaked at around 347, close to that 350 mark, and it has dropped ever so slightly over time, and it will drop. It will drop below $300 when this set gets reprinted. I own this card myself. I've got to get it graded. This is a phenomenal card nonetheless. So expensive. So expensive. The most expensive modern printed card to date. Rayquaza is up there as well. And there's some other cards from the Sun and Moon era that are getting close to the Umbreon price tag. But this is a really, really expensive card. Sure. But like I say, with all the Evolving Skies cards, this is going to continue to drop. We may actually start seeing some modern cards overtake it. We don't know. Shiny Charizard GX from Hidden Fates is a big competitor. So is the Latios and Latias tag team card as well. Those are 2 really big hitters that might overtake the Umbreon. We have to wait and see how big of a reprint is going to happen with Evolving Skies. There you have it, guys. That's the top 10 most expensive cards from 2021 right now at the end of July. And the thing is, a lot has changed. You'll take a look at this list again at the end of the year, but the market has had a big impact on a lot of these cards. Reprints have had a huge impact. Look at that shiny Charizard that has fallen quite a few spaces down the list. Some cards have fallen out completely, like that Snorlax. Some cards are taken into the list, like the Moltres. A lot of the evolutions and cards from Evolving Skies are moving more and more towards the top of the list, but they are dropping in value. And with a potential big reprint upon the horizon coming in August for this set, who knows? Who knows with the prices? They will drop, guaranteed they'll drop. It will bounce back over time once the set is no longer in print, which is, going to be a few months away from now, but we'll have to wait and see. Anyway, guys, that is it from me in this video. Thank you all so much for watching. As always, you guys are legends. See you all in the next one.